Good morning, mi gente. It's 9 a.m. I know gay people and an LGBTQ plus Kiki at 9 in the freaking morning. Well, that's why I'm still in bed with my dog. Look, you can see her ear. I promise you. Oh, there she is. There's Luna. There's my Luna pup. There's my baby. I love her. Me? You know who I am. I'm FayWhat! And welcome back to the FayWhat Show. The only show where we squeeze dog ears and spill the queer tea from my bed. This program was created by Hotspots Happening Out. The FayWhat Show is America's first LGBTQ plus morning show, and I'm broadcasting live and also available on demand. In 2025, our Hotspots magazine celebrates 40 years of documenting the LGBTQ plus experience. It's the largest publication of its kind in Florida and one of the oldest in America. Happening Out Television Network's Queer News Tonight is celebrating over 11,000 television stories and 11 million streaming views so far in 2025. Hotspots Happening Out will be producing some of the most incredible LGBTQ plus events, including Pride Fort Lauderdale, Wilton Manor Stonewall Pride, and Pride Fest. We represent the same model of PBS and NPR. We are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. So it's Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025. And I am currently away, but don't worry, because I'll be back live next week. And in the meantime, we have some fantastic episodes lined up featuring topics you might have missed or some that you want to see again. All right, so here they are.
Rainbows, gay boys, hashtag that girl, sunbeams, drag queens, L-word, is that girl, the girl of all our dreams. She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl, pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton, is that girl, Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
Here at the FayWhat Show, we need to help my gay boys. I mean, they are the blood that runs through me, all right? And in our segment called Dear FayWhat, I provide my expert lesbian knowledge and my vast experience as a living, breathing gay boy in a lesbian's body to help my fellow gay boys. This week, Travel Size But Top sent me an email, and Alex can't stop laughing already, and we haven't even started. All right. Dear FayWhat and Alex Ticas, I'm a 5'4" gay guy with a small fit build. I've been called adorable, pocket gay, and fun-sized more times than I can count. And while I've learned to laugh it off most days, the truth is I'm really frustrated. I'm a top, like a real top. I know who I am. I know what I like, and I'm confident in the bedroom. But no one seems to take me seriously because of my height and size. Tall guys especially often assume I'm the bottom before we've even exchanged more than a few messages. And when I tell them otherwise, they either ghost me, get weirdly dismissive, or act like I'm joking. I once had a guy flat out say, quote, "You're too cute to be a top," end quote. What does that even mean? The problem isn't just about hooking up. It's about being seen, respected, and not reduced to a stereotype. I don't want to have to prove my masculinity or dominance just because I'm under 5'6". But in this community where height seems to tower above everything else, pun sort of intended, I often feel invisible or miscast. Is there a way to change how people see me without feeling like I have to constantly prove myself? And how do I handle the rejection or assumptions without letting it mess with my head? Sign, Travel Size, but a top. Look at Alex. Do you see how red he is right now, folks? He hasn't stopped laughing since I started reading the letter. So we're just going to give him a second. Hold on.
Okay. I don't want to get canceled. I'm sorry. I'm going to get canceled and I don't want to get canceled.
Listen, okay. Travel Size reached out to us. Okay. So he wants some help, and we want to be as unbiased as possible.
Okay. So let's like sort it out.
Okay.
In the gay community, you are a unicorn. Well, you're not a unicorn, but, you know, to present yourself as a top with your size, it's going to present some challenges, right? Mm-hmm. If that's who you are, that's who you are. But you can't change how people are going to react to who you are. They're going to react however they're going to react. And it's just your job to just sort of like continue to stay confident and strong in what you want and what you desire. It's just going to be challenging. Speaking from personal experience, like, unfortunately, for me, I haven't gotten away from that stereotype. It's very, when somebody of that size and stature presents himself as a top to me.
You're still like, show me.
Well, it's like giving a Tic Tac to a whale. I mean, I just, and I have to get away from that. That's where I need to learn and move away and try to not feel that way.
I love when we're able to even educate ourselves
You know
in
what I
these
mean?
kind of things. You know what I mean? Because like you're being like truthful.
Now-
You're like, I'm still like, okay, I still deal with that stereotype, and that's the first thing I think of.
I have met some shorter sized men with, you know,
A kickstand.
you know, it's a tripod. It's like, oh, let me put my little phone on you so you can film me because you are a tripod. So they are, you know, and it shouldn't be about, you know, again with that fucking stereotype, and I shouldn't speak this way, but it shouldn't be about like penis size, or it shouldn't be about, oh my God, how you're presented. But you are who you are. You know, I am a happy bottom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but when people meet you, they often think that you're a top. Okay,
they want that top But I'm like, okay, I'm a bottom. So it's like, but I'm also like 6'1", like 230 pounds. Like, yeah,
exactly. No one's, you know, when you tell them that, they're like, oh, okay.
We can't, like, I have to stop personally. Stop sort of like putting everybody in these categories and subcategories, and this is who you are, and know this, know that, know this. I don't like that. I don't like that. This is like where this is a good letter. You know, this is a good letter because this is where we have to ask ourselves the questions. What are we doing? These guys are not doing anything wrong. He's being who he is, and he's proud of who he is. In our community. But my reaction to them shouldn't have been laughter, and I actually want to apologize about that. Because, you know, it's not fair.
It's not fair. It's not fair. And like, we're a community that prides ourselves with like breaking away from traditional roles. Like that is so
Welcoming
wild
everyone.
that we still do this shit.
You know
what I mean? And like, again, I have a few friends that are shorter, right? That, you know what I mean? You know, Stephen Crespo, right?
Who I love.
Who I adore. Yeah. But he's one of the most like put together, you know, he's got like his shit together. He knows that he's hot. He is, you know, very body positive. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's a top or a bottom. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? He just is.
There are people that come into the bar that are gender fluid, that are non-binary, that will tell me to call them sir, like they are sirs. You know, and in my mind, I'm like, okay, I gotta think about this because they are looking. They won't dominate me, or they're not going to, but they are confident in who they are and who they represent as themselves. You know what I mean? So respect, you know.
So respect. Yeah. And, you know, that might also happen. No, not might. It definitely happens also to the tallest guy in the room or the buff guy in the room, that automatically you're expecting them to be a top and they're a bottom because they're a bottom. You know what I mean? Like,
so if you are who you are at your height, and you're this pocket gay, and you're this pocket gay dom top, and you are who you are, just like there's a lid for every pot, and for every 10 guys that you meet, there's going to be 1 or 2 that are going to be like, let's go. And those are pretty good odds. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because the reality is that you're going to be living with this forever, honey. Like you're not going to get taller. The world's not going to change.
The world's not going to change. It's not your job to change the world. It's just your job to like react to how the world is like reacting towards you.
Yeah. You know, and again, I don't mean to go back to Stephen, but when Stephen walks into a room, he walks into a mother effing room, right? Like, you walk into the room with whatever your stature is, like if you're freaking 8 feet tall, okay? That's how you walk into a room. That's how you get noticed. And that's how people are like, wait a minute, wow, that's a lot in that small package, you know?
Shout out to Stephen Crespo. I love me some Stephen Crespo.
Well, you keep those emails coming, okay? Because we love to help over here at the FayWhat Show. Keep them coming at FayWhat@happeningout.com. And Alex Tika seems to love them even more. Right?
Yep. Keep them coming, please.
Keep them coming. Yeah, I got a bishop in my bed. Never thought I'd say that, right? So my guest in bed this morning is not just a man of the cloth. He is the whole damn tapestry, baby. He's a scholar, a performer, a theologian. I don't even know if I said that right. And a fierce advocate for queer spiritual liberation. From Fort Lauderdale's Sunshine Cathedral, where we're broadcasting to you right now, to global pulpits and prayer vigils, he reminds us that faith doesn't have to mean fear. He's also been my Vatican travel buddy, my theology professor, and the go-to when it comes to power couple goals, okay? He and his husband, Bishop Robert, are just literally power couple goals, all right? So light a candle, grab a cocktail in that order, and get ready to praise the fabulous Bishop Durrell Watkins. You know, one day that's going to be a whole, like, audience, right? And you're going to be, remember that day when you had to, like, make the noises? That won't be again. You know what I mean? How are you, my friend?
Excellent, excellent. There's two other people in this bedroom. So, but yeah, one day it'll be a big crowd. Big crowd. Yay! I mean, I have been in bedrooms with big crowds, but I was much younger.
Have you been, when's the last time you've been in bed with a woman?
Let's see. I guess my mom, when I had a bad dream about 45 years ago. I don't know.
Okay, well, Bishop, let's get real. Okay, many LGBTQ plus folks have been hurt by religion, and we've talked about this endlessly, and probably everybody asks you this stuff, you know? But you've made it like your mission to change that, all right? Why is it so important for queer people to reclaim faith?
Right. Well, because faith has been what was used against them. And so, yeah, you can say, well, fuck faith. I don't need any of that. That's an option. That's a legit option. But also, why should it be taken from you if you could value it otherwise? So if you want religion, if you want community, if you want ritual, if you want sacred stories, you get to have them, because the people who used it against you were just wrong. So yeah, if it's not for you, fine. But if you miss it and you want it, you get to have it. It's because,
there for you.
Yes, it's there for you. People misused it, and you can reclaim it. Just like when people, said they would call you a queer and that hurt your feelings, and then one day we're like, fuck that, we are queer and we're proud of it.
Yeah.
You took it back. You can do that same thing with religion.
Well, and even if it's one of those things that you want, like just community, right? Maybe you just want to make friends, right? And like, that's enough. You go to Sunshine Cathedral, and trust me, they all greet you, welcome you. Like, I've gone in there and I'm like, do I know that person? Right? Because like everybody will come and say hello to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you and Bishop Robert lead Sunshine Cathedral, hashtag My Queer Church. How did Sunshine become a spiritual home for so many in our community?
Well, it was started in 1971 in somebody's home.
What?
Yes, just a handful of people. And the guy who played the organ in his home, he went on to become a deacon, and he was in this church until he died about 4 or 5 years ago. Wow. The whole time. So it started just a handful of people in someone's home, and then they got a pastor. They would get a new pastor about every year. They would stay about a year until John Gill came, and he was here for about 8 or 9 years, and then Grantland Ford was here for 22, and then I came along, and I've been here for 19. So we've had really good luck with long-term pastors. So yeah, we've been around since 1971. We've been at the current location since 2001, and it, from day one, was started by and with a primary outreach to queer people. Now the theology has gotten different. Like in the beginning, people were a little more conservative. We're sort of new thought and super liberal. So the theology has changed over the years, but the outreach has always been the same. We are by and for queer people, which certainly includes LGBTQ allies. That's part of the A in the LGBTQIAAPSQ thing.
LMNOP.
Right. So in our acronym community. So queer includes straight people, but we've always been sort of queer identified, and that's been the strand throughout the thing.
You know, you mentioned LGBTQIA, and a lot of people have issues with even saying the acronym correctly, blah, blah, blah. I have had people in this bed who I love and respect, and they have told me, I'm sick of it, don't add no more letters, blah, blah, blah. And where I come from, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Add 15 other letters. I will learn how to do it if it makes somebody feel seen.
That's the thing. If it makes you feel safe or seen or cared about, what does it cost me? I can spend another second saying another letter or two. Really, I mean, what's it hurt? Just do it.
I mean, it's like when people like dead name somebody, right? It's like it takes you a second to learn or to say I'm sorry.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it takes you a second.
Right. So maybe Alexandria became Alexander, and you can just call them Alex. And no hiccup. So, but really, they weren't doing any of this for your convenience. So if Alexandria became Billy, just cope. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But I look at it like, okay, it's the first time I'm meeting somebody. Hi, I'm Faye. Okay, hi, Faye. That's it. It's not even another question what your name is anymore. So why should it be otherwise if you're trans, you know?
Exactly.
I remember when you and I and a group of 50 queer ass people traveled to the Vatican together, right? You schooled us and even our guide on theology, right? Which I love. Like, I can't remember exactly where we were, if we were in a Sistine Chapel or in the Vatican. And there was like the guy that he was all excited to show us Christopher Columbus, right? And we all looked at him like, bitch, what? And then you got up and you're like, all right, let's start this all over again, right? In this little spot right here, there's a trans person in this mural. And I was like, blown away by that, like just blown away, you know. For those who don't know, tell me a little bit. Do you remember what I'm talking about when we went over there?
Oh my gosh, we were in so many places. We were in little villages and medieval places, and we went to Assisi and Assisi, not Assisi, but Assisi, and Pisa and Rome
Lucca,
and the catacombs, and where we had a very historic service because, well, whatever, we can talk about that later. But no, there were all throughout, even in Israel and Italy and France, this ancient art, if you will look at these things, you will see, well, you just look past them because you don't know to look for them, but you will see a man, usually John the Beloved, at the feet of Jesus, like his corpse after he's been killed or whatever. There's always this guy at his feet. Feet are a euphemism in antiquity for genitalia.
Okay.
And so that it's always John the Beloved at that very sensitive and intimate part of his body that's saying something, you know, and that Mary, his mother, like at the Pentecost upper room, she's always in the middle. Because there is this legend that she sort of ran that community after he died for a while, and that's where they met, was in the upper room. And so there's all of these artistic hints that we're just not told to look for. But there are lots of intimate and romantic and familial and women empowering stuff. And so, yeah, everywhere we go, I look for those things, and I get to say, "Hey, look there, look there."
And no, and it's so powerful. And folks, you got to come to my queer church, the Sunshine Cathedral. You can also see the services online because he elaborates on this so much more. You know, let's talk about the catacombs for one second, okay? Because you brought that up, and that was so powerful. And you know, my wife was raised Catholic, so she didn't want to go. And then some kind of power beyond us. FayWhat? No, some kind of power beyond us. All of a sudden, she goes, "I want to go."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was weird to me because I was already ready to go with just me and Al. I was going to sit next to him, and it was going to be fine. All of a sudden, Teresa wants to go, and she was so affected by the power and the energy down there, and your words. And mind you, the service was probably 40 minutes in total.
Right.
You know, but I mean, why was that so important? There's a bunch of queer kids, literally, at these catacombs that have been there forever.
Well, first of all, we like entered into history when we did that. In the early days, the reason, if you're Roman Catholic, every altar you have ever received communion from has been consecrated with a relic of a saint. Now, where does that come from? That comes from the very early Jesus movement, where they met in cemeteries and catacombs, and those graves they used as an altar. That was their table where they used communion. And so it's become the tradition since almost ever that in the Roman Catholic Church, you have to have a relic, a bone, a chip of something from a saint to consecrate the altar. So so that we are actually worshiping that day like the Christians in the year 100 would have worshiped. So that was super powerful. Queer people, by the way. Secondly, not only queer, but a lot of us, we're not an official Catholic group. So some people, like your wife, identify as Catholic or former Catholic, but there were also Protestants and atheists. And, you know, and so we're all together. And it was Pope Francis, but we were allowed. We were welcome. In fact,
you had to be given permission.
And they did, though. That was the thing. It was not super rough. And then the guy who like runs it, the sacristan or whatever, he said, he set up the table for us for Mass, and he said, "This is a Catholic Mass or a Protestant Mass." Like, he accommodated us, and that was historic. That would have never happened before Francis. And so this ecumenical, interfaith, maybe even secular group of queer people had a sacred service in a Catholic space, but also a very historic place, like the first 100 years of Christians would have worshipped, in fact, the very spot that some of them. So it was really amazing, and I think that was another reason why people who weren't so much into religion gave that moment a chance, because it was more than just faith or tradition. It was history. It was seditious almost, and so it was powerful. It was justice oriented, And also, I hope this is what we do, whether we're on the road or here in Florida, Sunshine Cathedral. We want to create a safe space where you can come and explore. Not where you have to come and believe whatever we say you have to believe, but where you can come and experience what is true for you. And so I hope that's what Teresa had there, here, anywhere else. Like, I can go away here but not believe in a damn thing. Okay, yeah. I'm glad this is where you worked that out.
No, and again, you give that space to ask these questions, to have these uncomfortable conversations that in most other religions, you don't get that. This is kind of how it is, and that's it, you know? You just led a powerful vigil outside of Alligator Alcatraz. And you're hosting you're hosting weekly prayer events, and you're also going to lead another one next month, right? Mm-hmm. Why take this fight for justice to the streets? Why? Because it's not a protest, and this is what you said in your video. This is not a protest. We are here praying for the souls inside, for the humans inside.
Well, that's the thing, is that we have become somehow in this country over the last 40 years, more so in the last 20, super more so in the last dozen, less and less human. And so that's what the prayer is for, is that we reclaim our humanity. Because even if you weren't religious, a lot of people aren't, to think that people are in a place where they don't have adequate plumbing, where they're overcrowded, where they just shut the AC off for a long period of time, where you have minutes, I mean like 3 or 4 minutes to eat your meal, like these are not okay conditions. The people inside, their only crime, I mean, maybe 100 years ago they got caught with some weed or they had a speeding ticket, but really the only crime most of these people is they want to be here.
Yeah.
And they are being treated like hardened criminals, really worse than hardened criminals. Nobody, I don't care if you burned villages to the ground, you still should be able to eat your meal and have your bath and have sleep. So it was that we're allowing it. So what we're trying to do is bring awareness that this inhuman situation is going on in our name and with our permission. So we're standing there screaming, don't do it in my name, and you don't have my permission. These are people, most of whom just want to be here. We ought to figure out a way for them to stay here. Mm-hmm. But even if you can't manage that, if you're not smart enough to do that, at least do what you feel like you have to do humanely.
Yeah.
Nobody should, in fact, I shouldn't even go into the details of how terrible, but like the water pressure is so bad, people have to scoop out their own feces because it won't flush.
Oh my God.
And yeah, like you have 3 or 4 minutes to eat your lunch.
That's worse than Rikers. I mean, like, it's worse. You know, people are saying, oh, these people are not criminals. This is worse than criminals.
Well, the name Alcatraz, that is a cruel and intentional. Like, I thought it was some kind of joke. Like, we're just pretending like it's as bad as Alcatraz. No, that's the official name. All the green signs on the road says Alligator Alcatraz. They chose intentionally that cruel name.
Yeah.
So that that is their goal, is to be like Alcatraz. And really, that's who we are. That's who we want to be. Now, because I'm a person of faith, I'm like, well, Jesus wouldn't like that, and the prophets wouldn't like that, and Muhammad wouldn't like that, and Buddha wouldn't like that. But screw them. Just as a person, I should be appalled by that.
We should all be appalled by that.
Yes.
You know, and you met other folks from different faiths, right? Leaders in their own communities that doesn't matter that maybe you don't agree on wah, and wah, you agreed on this.
Yeah. We had Unitarian Universalists, we had Buddhists, we had United Church of Christ, we had Metropolitan Community Churches, we had Episcopalians, and that was just that one day. And so I'm sure Unity and Baptists and everybody eventually. We had Jewish people. In fact, the woman who sort of was really in charge of getting together, she's a Jewish person, not a rabbi, not a cantor, just a person from New York. And so she came and oversaw it. So what is happening is that clergy all over Florida are doing this, and we're taking turns sort of being in charge. And so on September 28th, the last Sunday in September,
which is September 28th.
Sunshine Cathedral and Joy Metropolitan Community Church in Orlando, we're partnering up, and we're going to be in charge that day again. Now we can go, like we went that time for the inaugural to help lead, and we'll go off and on throughout, but we're just in charge on the 28th, which just means we do the liturgy, and because everyone can show up and participate, and we want that, because we want the world to see that that Floridians, and particularly Floridians of faith, any faith, find this appalling, and we don't, we're not okay with this. And so we're bearing witness to their suffering and affirming that we are opposed to that. That's just not necessary.
Was there any opposition with this? Was there, because again, it's a prayer, not a protest, and you continue to say that to not, to honestly not get pushed out.
Right. Meanwhile, we are across from the facility itself. We're screaming, not anymore, or enough. We're praying, we're talking, we're speaking. And sure enough, though, people would drive by, and like people on their motorcycles would rev up their engines to sort of just so that we couldn't hear ourselves or whatever, or trucks would go by and honk, or one lady, as she was driving by in her pickup truck, was like named the current president and said, "Best president ever." Now, meanwhile, we don't have a sign about any president.
No.
We're sitting there praying
Yeah.
for the suffering people across the street. We don't have a permit. We're just on the side of a public road because we get to be.
Mm-hmm.
And the media was there, and I was taking photos for Happening Out Network, and you did a whole story the very next day. But yeah, it's just people bearing witness to the suffering, and then saying this isn't what we want,
okay.
especially as people of faith. So yeah, people are coming from all over Florida, all kinds of faith traditions. And it's sort of the best of religion. We see a lot of the worst of religion, especially as it's politicized in these recent years. But this is sort of the best of religion, where it brings people together. It affirms dignity and sacred value of all people. It prays for peace and healing and justice. This is what it's meant to be.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely going to be there on September 28th. I think it's fantastic that, this incredible queer church, Sunshine Cathedral, is going to be leading the way that day.
We were the only queer-identified church that day.
That's amazing.
And now we won't be the only one on the 28th because there's at least one other co-sponsoring with us.
Yeah. Unity on the Beach is Unity on the Beach. Unity on the Bay is doing this Sunday, actually.
See?
So
Right.
like slowly but surely, but Sunshine was the first. You know what I mean? Was the first. Let's talk about queer joy. Okay, what's one moment in ministry where you felt, yes, this is why I effing do this?
Right. Oh my God, so many. Because I started early. Let's see, I'll be 59 in November. And I have been doing this since 1992. So my first ministry was as an AIDS chaplain in the AIDS crisis, where I did about 100 funerals in 3 years, never of anyone over 50, and all before I was 30. So that's been my trajectory. I've been around a long time. Look at young me. In fact, I believe that's my ordination day. So anyway, I've been doing this, since Jesus was knee high to a centurion, and I've been doing this a long, long time. And so along the way, I have seen combination therapies for HIV come out, which was sort of a miracle. I've seen sodomy laws repealed. I've seen marriage equality. In fact, the Supreme Court for the U.S. Approved marriage equality on Friday in 2015. Robert and I got married on Saturday. We'd already planned it.
Oh, okay.
It
Wait a
just
minute. I was like,
happened.
wow.
It just happened.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And so then 24 hours of it being legal, to hear the celebrant, well, we had 15 clergy people, but that celebrant say, by the authority vested in me by the U.S. Constitution, I pronounce you husband and husband, or man, or married, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But so that was another one, and then those are all joy. But sometimes things are powerful that aren't joyful, and so when women's bodily autonomy was taken away, when the Voting Rights Act was gutted, these are sad moments, but also very powerful because it was a call to action. I'm not here to try to get anybody to heaven. I don't know what happens in the next life. I don't know what's happening in the parking lot right now, right? So I'm not here. I'm not the real estate agent for heavenly property. Religion for me is about making this world better. And so when things are going to hell, when things are going to shit, when women are told you don't get to control your own body, when trans people don't even get to compete in athletics or get to go to public restrooms, that is insane. Now the prophetic tradition of religion is you've got to speak out to that. Yeah. And so, I was so thrilled when my husband and I were legally married, but I've also was challenged to, and people want you to be quiet. People are like, we don't come to church for politics. Well, I don't know why you come to church, but we're not going to be silent when there's evil going on.
No, of course not.
And so, so those things have also been powerful moments of wow, I'm in a position to say something, and it is my responsibility and my privilege to be able to speak out to this issue. And God forbid history should record that I was silent.
Well, and while you do this while still being relatable, attainable, and reachable, I met you when you were a reverend, right? Mm-hmm. And now you're a bishop, First of all, what's the difference?
Historically, the threefold ministry, and see, this is all churchy and who cares, but historically the threefold ministry is deacon, priest, or elder, or presbyter, all the same thing, deacon, priest, and bishop. And so bishop historically was sort of an administrator. So the deacon was the person who took care of needs in the local community, mostly widows, orphans, people who were poor who needed some help. So the deacon, in fact, diakonos is the Greek word. It means table server. So basically a waiter. The person
Like a server.
Yeah, the person who serves you.
Well, kind of like the conduit between you and
Yes.
the congregation.
Right. And that because the apostles in the beginning were trying to do the message, trying to do, the marketing and the preaching, but also taking care of people. And already even in those early days, there was some prejudice. There were the people of Jewish tradition, Asian, Israel, Palestine Jewish, and then there were the Hellenized Jews, who were basically Greeks, they practiced Jewish religion, but they weren't the same ethnicity. Well, they complained the Jewish people who are in needs, the widows, whatever, are getting more attention than the Greek widows who have needs. And the apostles basically said, well, we're stretched as thin as we can be, so what are we going to do? So they chose 7 deacons, all of them Greek, to fill in that gap. So from the beginning, deacons are the people who serve personal needs. Then the elders or the priests or the presbyters, those are the leaders of the community. They preach and teach and baptize and that sort of thing. Well, eventually, they would send out people and they would start other groups or whatever. And so they became this sort of network of churches, and the bishop then would pastor those networks of churches. So a bishop is just a priest who now has more than one church to look after. So that's how it was in the beginning. I still just have the one church.
Okay, I was going to ask.
I still just have
like,
the one.
in what time? You know what I mean?
I just have the one church, but we are the one church. We have a global fellowship. We have online stuff. We have local. We have the Global Justice Institute that we participate in, and that's where I am a bishop. And so what my congregation beyond Sunshine Cathedral is a portfolio. And so like Robert, my husband Robert, his part of the world is Caribbean and Africa. And then there's this other guy, his thing is Eastern Europe. I don't have territory. My portfolio is transgender awareness and communication. So all of this justice stuff that we're talking about, that's my diocese, is communication and trans people.
Honey. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a big shoes, I know you love Sophie Tucker.
Oh, yes. So you know, you might not know, Sophie Tucker died February 1966. Durrell Watkins, 9 months later, was born November 1966. You fill in the gaps. But 9 months later, here I come. I'm just saying,
right? There are no coincidences, all right? Who else inspires your fabulousness?
Well, first of all, Sophie Tucker, she was married like 3 times. She was not beautiful by traditional standards, but she was powerful, and she just chose to be sexy. She was like 6 foot tall, 180 pounds, but she'd have this big updo and these flowing blue, gowns. She had big meat hooks for hands, so she would always perform with like this long blue handkerchief to make her hand look more demure or whatever. And she sang these bawdy songs, just ribald, naughty, blue, way ahead of her time. So loving her. Mae West was sort of the same thing for me. In the same sort of period. She was another one, not traditionally beautiful, but she didn't know it. And so she sold it and people bought it. She was also a huge, way before her time, huge queer ally. She wrote a play called The Drag. When people would get arrested for doing it because it was considered obscene, she was doing her play, Diamond Lil or whatever. At night when she was done, she'd go to the jailhouse, bail out the cast of The Drag, and then they'd do it again the next day.
Start all over.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So she wrote a play about a drag ball, and then would bail out people when they got in trouble for it. She got arrested one time for a play she was doing that was considered obscene. She spent, I think, 8 days in jail. But when she was finally released, the warden and his wife were her 2 best friends in the world.
Oh my God, what a life.
Right.
Oh.
So, yeah, people who defy these imposed boundaries like gender binary or sexuality. Anybody who says, you don't get to tell me who I am. I get to tell you who I am. And so those
are the people who inspire me.
And some of them are religious, and some of them, although Mae West was big into astrology, she was very spiritual. Sophie Tucker was very Jewish, gave a lot of money to Jewish charities and education. So some of them are religious, some of them not. But anybody who stands up for human dignity, anyone who celebrates diversity and inclusion, those people, and a lot of those people are in entertainment. And so my Master of Divinity is in theology and the arts. My doctorate of ministry thesis was called popular entertainment as queer canon. So my whole doctoral thesis is about how queer people can get their spiritual needs met from popular entertainment. You don't have to ever step foot in a synagogue or church, and still you can hear a positive message, form community, have important rituals. That religion is so innate, you're going to form it anyway. And how queer people have traditionally done that is with drag and cabaret and film and theater and dance. And so my whole doctoral is how thesis about how queer community is innately spiritual, and we have done all the things religion is meant to do, even if you're outside the church.
Let's talk about you and your hubby for a second, okay? Are there moments where you're all spiritual, you're ready to help everybody, and Robert's like, I'm not in it today? And then and then the other day it's opposite. He's gung-ho, he wants to save the world, and you want to stay in your kaftan. Are there days like that?
Actually, I do. On Mondays, I do a thing called Midday Prayer. And we on Fridays, I do a show called Divine Science Everywhere. And then on Tuesdays, we record a week's worth of stuff called Queer God Squad. And a lot of times I don't think I've ever done Queer God Squad this way, but I've done the other shows in kaftan. I'm like, you know what? I can't. This is how you're going to get me. So I have done it. And I've never, well, I was going to say I've never preached in kaftan, but that's a lie. I preached in full drag once in Nashville, Tennessee, but I put on quite a bit of weight, and so I just wore a kaftan so to be comfortable. But hair, makeup, the whole thing. But instead of a gown, I wore a kaftan. I was Mrs. Roper, and but Robert is actually the extrovert of the family, and I'm really an introvert, which I can do everything anybody needs to do on stage, on a mic. But whereas afterwards, Robert can do it again, I've got to have 2 cocktails and a nap. I have to recharge. Is
that wine afternoon thing that you guys used to do after church?
Used to. Church, with or without other people, I'm going to have 2 dirty martinis and a nap.
With or without other people.
I mean, join us if you want to.
Join us if you want to.
Right?
Do you and Robert ever have a date night where it's intentional, okay? You're not bishops. You're not saving the world. You're not leading us, You're just Robert and Durrell going out for something to eat.
We do, but it's spontaneous. We don't, it's not Tuesday night without fail.
Planned. Yeah, I just can't.
So it's but Robert is so outgoing. He's just such a people person, and I am a people person for hire. I can be friendly and outgoing.
Who chased who?
Well, just because you're an introvert doesn't mean you're not on the make. We met at theology school. And we were in the same dorm, and he was but away. And we were young, in our late 20s, and I would go to the gym every day, and he would run every day. He was just coming out of the Marines. The Navy, but he was assigned to a Marine base. And so he would run every day, and I'd go to the gym every day, at about the same time. And so what happened was, when he would come in from his run, he would take his shirt off and leave his door open. And what I would do is, even though, for you go in and just a few doors that way is my door, is my room, I'd go the long way around to my room, so I'd have to go by his open door. And that's how it started. I'm
telling you, I love that. I love that so much.
True story.
And you heard it here first, all right? Just to let you know. So here at the FayWhat Show, we play...
Now neither one of us will leave our shirt off or leave the door open because, check this out. But in those days...
Listen, the best is that Durrell didn't even go to the gym. He just started going to the gym because Robert was running every day. He was not even interested, okay?
I wish I could say that was a lie.
I love it. I don't care how it started. Now it makes me love them even more. So here at the FayWhat Show, we have a rapid fire game. We call it Say What with FayWhat. And it's basically like the or game, okay? The rapid fire, I give you 2 options and you answer either one that comes to mind. You ready?
Okay.
Okay. Pulpit or podcast?
Oh my God.
You would think, right? You would think this would be an easy one.
They're the same way to me.
You got to pick one.
Okay, pulpit.
Gospel choir or drag show?
Oh, drag show, because you can do gospel in the drag show.
Very true. White collar or rainbow stole?
Oh, rainbow stole.
Yes. Vatican or Wilton Drive?
Hilton Drive, every time.
Sunday sermon or Sunday fun day?
For real? For real?
Both, because that one has to be both, right?
Okay.
Greek ruins or Roman ruins?
Greek.
Theology books or telenovelas?
Theology. I'm so boring to say, but yes,
No,
theology.
but he's a theology nerd. Yeah, I get it. Holy water or sparkling water?
Sparkling wine? What?
Rosé every day, bitch. Confession booth or TikTok live?
TikTok.
Amen or amen, queen?
Yes, Queen and hallelujah. Yes.
Hallelujah. Preach it or slay it?
Oh, slay. I'm here to slay, bitch.
Slay, baby, slay. Eucharist, is that how you say it?
It is.
Okay, yay. Or brunch?
You know what? They're not really different things. They're celebratory meals filled with Thanksgiving, Eucharist being Thanksgiving. So I'm going to say brunch with a Eucharistic attitude.
Listen, our house, you got to take note, right? You got to do something like this. Pride Parade or Palm Sunday procession?
Oh, you're mean and evil, but I'm going to
Sorry.
say Pride Parade.
All right. Old Testament or Old Madonna?
Here's me just, oh my God, I'm so worried. I'm going to have to say Hebrew Bible, Old Testament.
Pope Francis or RuPaul?
Oh, this is easier than it ought to be, but RuPaul.
Divine revelation or divine metaphysics?
Divine in all of her glory.
Period.
But the
Period.
drag queen divine.
Oh, the drag queen divine. Period.
But also metaphysics.
But also metaphysics. Organ music or EDM music?
Come on. The thump of our people, the sacred music of our tribe.
The circuit music of our
Yes.
tribe. Bishop Rob or Bishop you?
Bishop Rob, of
Bishop
course.
Rob, of
Hello.
Handsome devil. Oh my
Yes.
God, and now I know about the door. What?
Right?
I can't wait to see it.
Which he left open every day. Complete trash.
I bet. Miss Sophie Tucker or Miss Piggy?
Miss Sophie Tucker.
All day.
Right? Like, that's not even a real question.
All day. Candlelight vigil or disco ball rally?
Disco ball rally. You can visualize it.
You could. It's true. Sermon notes or improv?
Oh, improv.
Okay.
Because even when I use notes, I don't stick to them and I get in trouble.
don't.
Yeah.
And then you see the people like, what is he? Where'd he go? He knows the time. I've seen this. Sundays, 2 services. You'll love it. All right. Drag is sacred or drag is salvation?
Oh. Well, for some it is salvation, but for all of us it can be sacred. But for
Okay.
some it really is salvation.
God is love or God is fabulous?
God is fabulous love.
Fabulous love. Church picnic or queer cruise?
Oh, queer cruise.
100.
Right.
Final blessing or final word?
Oh, let's bless.
Let's bless
Yeah.
all day. Let's bless all day.
Let's bless.
Bishop Durrell, you are proof that queerness and faith not only can coexist, they can celebrate together, and you prove it to everyone every single day. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being my friend. You don't understand how much that means to me. I adore you. I adore you. I adore you. I adore you. Like, I could be in bed with you for like a whole other hour. You know what I mean? With leaders like this, we can do anything, right? There are moments that with the current administration, we feel useless and hopeless and like there's nothing that we can do, right? Midterm elections are right around the corner. But you can also go to church and be led, right? Or just be fed. How about that?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Sometimes all we need is that.
And actually, we will feed you. I mean, we have food every Sunday between services. We actually give food to people who need food in their homes every Wednesday. Like, we will really, really feed you. So, yeah, we're here for you. We got you, Biz.
We got you, baby. Oh my God, I was thinking about Ann Atwell also. She leads an incredible food pantry.
Yes.
Go look up on Sunshine Cathedral. All right, look up Sunshine Cathedral. Find out everything that they do. They give away food. They help pets in need, which is one of my favorite things. Right, with spay and neutering, with food, with anything that you need for your pet. If you are in need for it, they have once a month where they help that as well. So look up Sunshine Cathedral and for all your queer needs.
Miss
right?
Coco Peru is going to be performing soon. Yes, for real. Go to sunshinecathedral.org. We got a lot going on.
I love that. Sunshine Cathedral isn't just a church, it's a home, okay? And it's also #MyQueerChurch, so look it up, all right? So get ready and do this with me. Look into that camera and give them your best. FayWhat?
FayWhat?
One more time. FayWhat?
FayWhat?
Yes, all right.
Let's make it 3 times like the Trinity.
FayWhat? There it is. Make sure that you follow Bishop Durrell on all social media. He's on there all the time. He's on TikTok. He's on Facebook. He's on Instagram. He's on everything. And of course, Sunshine Cathedral as well. All right. And we will be right back. Next, let's Kiki on this interesting story. YouTube influencer Ninh, also known as Flawless Kevin, recently came out as a transgender woman. She celebrated Pride Month by coming out in a web series documenting her transition called Diaries of a Doll. Seeing the support that the transgender character Cho Hoon-ju in the second season of Squid Games received inspired her to come out. Despite the many fans who followed her transition, it was the video she posted of her coming out to her grandmother that really melted the hearts of viewers. Watch this.
She. You want me to call you she?
I go by she, her now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, she. So I have 2 granddaughters.
Ah,
Is that okay?
that is okay. Is that okay with you?
2 granddaughters. Why not?
Beautiful and successful granddaughter, too.
Whatever make you happy.
Ah, you are so sweet. Love you.
Whatever make you happy.
Aww.
Oh my God, that was so cute. Influencer Kevin Ninh comes out as trans to her grandmother. What are we all talking about?
This is amazing.
That was so cute. Isn't
was
it crazy
so
how like we're like so many things happen sometimes and we're expecting the worst case
Yeah.
scenario to happen and you've prepared yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And then you're like, I'm gonna say this is how I'm gonna vocalize it,
Yeah.
this is how I'm gonna ask. And then you ask it and the grandmother's like, all right, so I have 2 granddaughters. Okay, like no malice, no nothing.
That's how easy these things show us how easy it is. Like just how easy it is to really just respect someone.
To be a human?
To be a human. How easy it is. I've just been seeing so much over the last, I told you I was taking a social media break, but lately I've been just tapping in a little bit with TikTok and taking a few more scrolls than usual on my Instagram, and to see how much I don't even want to say ignorance or hate, just how much vitriol comes out of people with just who people want to be, how they want to be.
Yeah.
It's like minding your business, is it? And to see this is like, it's so easy.
So easy.
It's so easy.
So easy.
It's so easy.
And on social media, people hide behind that keyboard.
Yeah.
Like disgusting people. Like I was watching yesterday, they were posting, London Pride was over the weekend, right? So people were posting the flag and, everybody carrying the flag and it being beautiful. And, I don't know why we do this to ourselves, LGBTQ plus community, but we look at the comments and we know we're going to get
We know
hate.
we're gonna see this
We know
stuff.
we're going to see
Yeah, we're gonna
disgusting
see it.
stuff. And it's like, and if you dwell on that, and you're thinking, wow, we are hated. But it's ignorance. A lot of it is
Yeah.
ignorance. And a lot of it is, I have cojones behind a keyboard.
Yeah. To talk on things that I have never experienced.
And I know shit about.
So I just recently learned that only like a few % of the population actually has had an experience with a trans person or a knowledgeable experience with a trans person, because of course you can experience it and not know, because there are
Yeah,
so
of
many
course.
stealth people in the world for their safety. But that just put it all in perspective that a lot of people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. A lot of people have no idea or no firsthand experience of what they're talking about when they're behind these keyboards. They're just scrolling through, clicking clickbait, and
Copying what Trump says and just, doing
just
one of those.
doing whatever, or
Yeah.
whoever, their friend, their lover, their parent, blah, 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 just regurgitating information without having firsthand knowledge, experience with the other.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's so, and that was so good.
It was so beautiful. And we got to
happy
give more
for her.
credit. We got to give more credit sometimes, right? To our
Yeah.
elders, right? Because again, she probably was expecting the worst. And look, she got welcoming. She got, okay, I have 2
She was like,
grandma.
okay.
All right. Okay. So
And
what?
she probably knew the whole time.
She was like, yeah, you probably,
girl.
she was like, girl, please. Okay. You picked that name. Great. Fantastic. I'll go with it.
I was waiting for you
I
to
was waiting,
transition.
right?
And I was waiting for this.
Because that's the thing, they always know. And they
Yeah.
treat you like shit anyway, hoping that maybe it'll go away. And it doesn't go away that way. It doesn't work, And like, it's shocking, like what you said about the people that think they have not had an experience with a trans person, right? And I remember reading that, and I want to say it was less than 10%. Like
Yeah,
it was a
yeah,
very
it was
small
very small
number.
percent,
It was like
yeah.
7 or 8% of people had said that they knew a trans person, okay? Which again, we both think is bullshit because we're everywhere and just it's not safe for some people to come out and tell you that
Right.
they're trans,
Right.
and I would hope that trans people would, if I were trans, I think that I would try to go and find other folks like me, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's, fellowship and just group strength in numbers
Right.
and stuff like that, but again, we're everywhere, and there's folks going through a transition in middle America that don't have anybody around them. You know?
When I was 15, 16, it was my first encounter knowingly with a trans person. They were our neighbor. They were a married couple that lived at the end of the block, beautiful house. And I thought they were the nicest people in the world. And my mom and stepdad were like, Jamal, why you keep talking to that thing that walks down? And I was like, what thing? You talking about the lady that lives down the street with her husband? And they were like, Jamal, that's not a lady. And I was like, yes, she is.
She's in a dress. She's a lady.
What I saw presented was a lady. I don't care what happened. What I saw was a lady. And at that time, I was very ignorant. I was a teenager. And the hate that would come from my parents, this like ignorance, like that's disgusting. How could you go over there and say hi? I said hi to her all the time. Don't speak to her when she walks past. And then they finally said, because she's a transsexual. And I was like, okay, man. They're living their life. Yeah. They're living their life.
That's it. And there was no malice in that. It was like, okay, she's a she, and that's what's been presented to me, and that's that, you know? And I have similar kind of stories. Like in New York and New Jersey, we had a bunch of like, Puerto Rican tias that just were, you know what I mean? No one talked about it. Like, I wish somebody would have sat me down and said, look, this is what I am. This is what I'm going through. But I don't think that I all I can say is I don't think, right? Because I don't know what it was like to live during that time.
Right.
You know, but it was just not spoken about to that degree. It just was.
It just was.
And there's no other way to explain it but that. And if you know, you know, right? Because it's like I wish that any of them would have sat me down and said like, this is what we're going through. But I don't think that they knew what they were going through either during that time.
We didn't have language.
We didn't have the language. Exactly.
We didn't have language. And we're finally getting to the place of having the language to have these conversations.
Yeah, and now they want to take it all away. Right? So much going on. All right, well, this influencer, we love it. It's beautiful.
What is her new name?
Oh God, I don't remember now. I don't remember. But I know his name was Kevin.
Is Kevin the dead name?
Yes.
I don't want to.
Well, I put Kevin as his influencer name, so maybe he's keeping Kevin because of the followers, So, but... I love that you're able to share your transition with all of us and your grandmother too.
Yeah, it was beautiful for me to see.
So beautiful, so beautiful, and so very just effortless. Okay, all right, cool. And this is an important conversation for our LGBTQ plus community. Help us tell these important stories by liking and subscribing to the FayWhat Show. It's time for the big interview. And at the FayWhat Show, we want to introduce you to interesting people who are important to our LGBTQ plus community and important to me. And this morning, I present to you an interview with one such influential queer trailblazer. She's Erika Norell. All right. So if you know drag, you know Erika Norell. And if you know me, you know I'm lucky enough to have been called fish by her for many years, and that's not a title that she hands out lightly. All right. In fact, she once said I could be part of the Norell family. I just had to pay like $3,000 or something like that. Anyway, if you've ever watched her perform, been costumed by her genius, or just stood next to her in a dressing room, you know how much that truly, really means from Erika Norell. Erika Norell isn't just a queen; she's a freaking movement. She's mentored generations of performers across South Florida, dominated the most prestigious national pageants, and created looks worn by Grammy winners and praised by NBA legends. She can give you Sunset Boulevard level drama or showgirl sparkle and still be humble enough to say, I'm not an icon, all right? I think she is. And of course, but she'll never admit it. Here on the FayWhat Show is Erika Norell.
The crowd goes home.
The crowd goes home. Mama, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, happy Pride.
Fine, I know, right? My Mrs. Roper.
I love it. I love it with your beautiful trans
This is an exclusive for you.
Is it?
Yes, of course.
I love that. Do I get to keep it?
You can keep it.
Yay!
Well, you said whatever I wear to bed, right? Which I think that would be pornographic. So I made a captain.
Well, and that's the thing. Erika, from like early on, she was on the show a couple of years ago. And like, I was like, look, Mama, just wear what you wear in bed. She goes, girl, I can't do that. They'll cancel your show. Right?
Or move it, at least move it to another
Or
network.
at least move it. You know, OnlyFans will come calling and be like, "Hey, we need your show on our network." You know what I
I'm
mean?
starting my OnlyFans too. So
OnlyFans.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, the Cubans, you know, that's some good stuff. So, Erika, you said once, "I'm Cuban, I'm a drag queen, I'm late to everything," right?
Yeah.
That's such a fun quote. Where did that motto come from?
I have no idea. I just keep, everybody. I'm always. Well, I'm getting better though at it. Erika 2.0 is a little bit more.
Well, I mean, it only took 30 years.
Yeah, it only took 30 years. But I come from a long line of proud Cuban people that we're never on time for anything, but we
Yeah.
always look good and we have fun. So
Exactly.
That's what counts, right?
And that's all that
So
counts.
you got regular time, you've got drag time, and then you have Norell time.
Okay, all
Norell
right.
time, yeah. So you got to tell me, you know.
So do people tell you a different time so you can get there at a certain time?
Well, the funny thing is, I do that to myself. So like all my clocks in my house, I have them like
all ahead.
I have them
You're
all ahead. But then I know that I did that, so I just
So you still do it. No, and that's the worst part because I do too, right? I have the alarms. I have things going off. I have, oh, Siri, give me a 10-minute timer. Alexa, give me 30 minutes. So I know what I'm doing and what
Right,
I'm working with.
right.
But still the procrastination is real.
It's
so I
real,
still,
right.
y después, I have to go look at my social media and someone texts me so then I forget and then I go down that rabbit hole and then I end up being late anyway.
And then your lash doesn't stick on, you got to do
Oh my God. So look, when I came in, I always have I've learned a lot of things from my beautiful drag queens that I surround myself with, but I'm not up to their caliber yet. All right. And I constantly I'm like, Erika, does this ever happen to you that one lash just won't go?
Yes.
And she said yes.
And it's
Doesn't
always
it
the
make you
same
feel
one.
better? Is it always the same
It's always
eye?
this one, yeah.
It's always that eye.
Yeah, that eye. And then it's like stabbing, like they're stabbing you with like a letter opener. It's horrible.
Oh, yeah, right. Because one little thing in your eye really
But then
sucks.
you go like that and just play it off like that.
Yeah, super sexy.
I went
yeah.
through a no lash phase once, and it was not cute. No.
Wow.
We need lashes.
No, we need lashes.
Even if they're baby ones.
We need lashes. I think there was one time that I couldn't wear lashes, and Misty Eyes did my makeup. Hi, Misty, and she drew lashes on my face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So from far, it kind of looked like I had lashes.
lashes.
Up close, I look crazy, but from far, I had lashes. You
By
know
the
what I
way,
mean?
Misty looks amazing.
Misty está lindísima.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw her at we both saw her at
Right,
Stonewall Pride
yeah,
over the weekend.
uh-huh.
At the pageant,
At the
excuse
pageant,
me.
at the pageant.
Yeah.
Yes. Next year makes my 20th anniversary that I won that pageant.
Wow. No, you're not old.
I'm vintage.
You're vintage. No, but listen, whatever you want to say it. If you're old, you're vintage like wine, whatever you
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
say. The reality is that, okay, I've been blessed to judge a lot of pageants. And I have seen when you go out for a crown, I see bitches go home. I have seen bitches come up, register and go, oh, who else is... Yeah, I'm good, right? I'm good. I'm not gonna say the pageant that this happened, but it happened recently. It's been within a year,
God.
all right? And literally, somebody was like, "Ay, pa qué? I'm not even gonna try."
But see, as flattering as that is, it bugs me because
Okay,
how are you going to get better if you don't want to compete with people that you consider not better than you, but you know what I mean?
Colleagues that you consider colleagues.
I
Yes.
don't want to walk in and just be the only contestant, because then there's no contest.
That's true.
And it
That's true.
you don't improve. You know what I mean? So and everybody has I've lost. I'm sure. I've lost pageants.
She had to think about
Just
it.
a couple of them, but
She had to think about it, but they made you better, right?
Of course.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
you
the
learn.
thing.
That's the only way you learn.
And the thing, in our community, we've got to get past the point of everything happening to us. F that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Everything has to happen for us.
Right,
Uno puede
right.
aprender, you can
Well,
learn.
it's like we also live in a instant gratification. Like everything is
'Cause of
so
social
accessible.
media.
Everything is so accessible
Yeah.
now. So, but life is not like that.
Yeah.
You can't expect that you're just gonna get there and breeze through, and then you're gonna get no, it doesn't happen like that. you know?
Yeah.
And I love a good pageant where
There's drama.
where you don't know what's
and
at
well,
at
you
the
don't know
end,
who's
you
gonna
don't know
win.
what's gonna happen.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes. Well, and that's kind of the case. question and answer. Girls, man, that could make or break your whole entire thing when you
Absolutely.
open your mouth.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
crazy.
Absolutely. And people have the wrong a misconception about that category. Question and answer is not. There's no right or wrong answer. They're not going to ask you what's 2 + 2.
Because it's from your seat, right?
What they want to see is what you've judged. They want to see your personality and how you project, how you speak in public. If there's something that comes up with that, if you can handle a problem, it's just be yourself.
Yeah.
I tell the girls just to have a conversation pick one person and talk to them, and just be yourself. And you can laugh and you can stop for a minute. You can stutter if you're like, and it just shows that you're a real person.
And it shows that you're a real
If you
person.
sound too rehearsed, sometimes I don't want to mention, but some of the girls like sometimes just you're quoting from this and that, like obviously you rehearsed it. That's not what they want to see.
Yeah. No, and of course, be prepared, right? Erika's not telling you not to prepare, but just like be aware that they want to see your personality, right? So pause, take a moment, right?
A little messy is good sometimes. A little
Okay.
messy is good. It's entertaining.
Hashtag a little messy is good sometimes.
Yeah.
There you go. You know, you gotta be sometimes, you know? And I mean, and again, like, you know, if you throw a bunch of pasta at the wall, one of them is gonna stick, right? Erika has won 1 million titles. I mean, like, if I named all the titles, it would take up the time that we have for this interview.
Yeah, I've tried, and it was I was filling out an application for something once, and it was like 4 pages, and I was like, and then I forgot after I turned in the thing, I forgot like 3 of them, and it's, I mean, but back in the day, here we go. Back in the day, vintage, before social media and everything, the way you got your name out there was doing pageants.
Okay.
You know, people in Texas wouldn't have known who I was if I didn't go and do Miss USA. You know, like things like that.
Yes.
So that was the thing. I think pageants have unfortunately died down a little bit because everybody just wants to be a star on social media.
Yeah.
You know, and it's easier.
Yeah.
So-
Who did you look up to early pageants? Like, was there someone that when you walked in, you were like, oh shit, this is gonna be tough competition and I'm ready for it?
Gloria Klein.
Okay, tell me about her.
Gloria Klein was well, yes, she's still around, but
Ya la mataste.
yeah, I know, right?
Hi, Gloria.
Well,
Sorry
hi,
about that.
Gloria. We're all a little dead on the inside.
We're all slowly dying. We're trying to
Right.
figure out our expirations
Right.
ourselves. Don't worry.
Gloria, I mean, she was the pageant queen. The wardrobe was amazing, and and this is a queen that was hypnotizing. Like she would hypnotize. She would go out there and just, and people were in awe of what she was doing. You know, so definitely Gloria Klein. Monica Monroe, who is actually the reason I started doing drag.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because my drag mother, Jessica Nolan, may she rest in power, showed me a video. I used to do Jessica's hair, and she showed me a video of Monica, and I said, oh, I want to do that. Because this queen, if y'all out there get a chance to like look her up, and there's some videos of her online, Monica is just, you don't know what's going to happen. When they say, welcome to the stage, Monica Monroe, you don't know if you're going to get a Barbie doll or Satan. You know what I mean? Like, you're like
yes.
It's just always so creative. And,
Yes.
And so like, I like people that stop you in your tracks. That you have to make you. It's that X Factor thing where like you have to.
That star power.
That You know.
But you have that, Erika. So you think you've learned that from that?
I tried.
Well, but you also, like, again, like you were saying about the pageants, right?
Yeah.
Like, try the pageant.
Yeah.
That's a lot of practice, but you've been working for, 20 plus years.
32 years almost.
Did you ever want to be on Drag Race? I know that's a dumb question, and it's like, well, just
I've
because
never
you're in drag,
well,
like,
no, right,
do you
no,
just
I know,
want to
but-
be on Drag Race?
but
It's not the
you're not the
case,
first
you know what I
person
mean?
to ask
Okay.
I feel in a way that I have been on there because there are a lot of my girls that have been on it. I just don't understand why I can't get on the show.
Oh, so you have applied.
Perhaps.
You have applied.
No, I have not.
I don't know why I haven't gotten on the show. I don't understand.
I mean-
have you applied? No. But you just wanted like an air, like just an air that someone's gonna go, hey, Erika, you need to be on the show.
I mean, I might do it. Some coming up soon.
There's
You
still
never
time.
know. There's still time.
It's only 31 years,
There's
you know
still
what I mean?
time. I have another 30, at least another 31 to go.
At least another 31.
At least when I get on there, Rue won't be the oldest one on the set. That'll be great.
So you've been a mentor to so many queens across South Florida. There are so many times that, like, queens, I'll interview queens right here in this bed, Erika, and they'll be like, who was your role model? Oh, I looked up to Erika Norell. She could sing, she could dance, she could make her own clothing. You know what I mean? You've gotten a lot better.
Well,
bitch.
yeah. I mean, I'm
Before it was like,
no.
it was the Mariah
Well,
Carey
there were-
shit. Now you're like, let me lay on the dancer, let me do a little
I've
thing.
learned,
You know what I mean?
I've learned what works for me.
Okay.
Which is what you have to do in this business. Not everybody.
Not everybody's gonna do Queen of Flips. Not everybody's gonna do the death drops. Not everybody's gonna do that.
Right,
yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I have a very strong opinion on that. I'm going to keep it to myself. But I feel sometimes the girls that do those tricks forget to move their mouth. So I feel like if you just do a little bit of everything, you have to be able to lip sync. You have to know what moves work for you, where and when to do them. Not everything is, nowadays a lot of the girls think everything is, jumping up and down, doing a cartwheel and a backflip. And that's not all the drag is about. I mean, if you can stand there and do a ballad and keep the crowd's attention, that's art.
That's the art right
also
there.
Art, of
yes.
course.
And you, but you say it so like Yeah, just do a ballad and keep the. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
that's not. It's not easy for
Right.
people to do.
No,
you
it's
know.
not. It's not. You
I
have
have
to-
been at places where it's like someone comes in with a ballad and the whole shit goes down. You
Right,
know what I mean?
right, right.
Everybody went to go get a drink. Everybody went to the bathroom at that moment because they didn't want to hear a ballad.
But I came from an old school of, women like Nikki Adams who said,
Adams,
you can, if you have to stand there and the music has to keep going all the way past your fingertips, all the way to the sky, and it's a beautiful thing
Yeah.
to do. There are newer girls that have that. T.P. Lawrence. I would
TP is not new.
But she's new to me. I always want her to be younger. That makes me younger too.
Okay.
Stop it.
All right. No, TP is freaking amazing. It doesn't get any better
She's
than
been
TP.
around almost as long as I have. But like she'll come out to perform, and I always tell her I'm screwed if I start watching you because then I'll be late for everything else because I can't stop watching you.
Yeah.
No,
it
it's
is.
like she keeps you.
It is. Yeah.
And one of the best performances I've seen in a long time was on Drag Race, and it was Roxy Andrews.
Okay.
One of the little lip sync for your life things, and she had on this caftan, right, and a nail file, and she just stood there, and
I just filed her nails to
and
the
it
song.
but her lip sync was so on point, and her facial expressions. The other girl, bless her heart, who was a great entertainer, also was
Flipping, jumping, de todo.
and she stood there like this with a nail file,
And she won. Shut up.
and I mean the look on RuPaul's face, she was like, bitch, like. That's entertaining.
Yeah.
That's as entertaining to me as somebody, jumping around and doing everything else.
Well, 30 years.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if you were jumping and flipping like that, your body would not. You've got to have wear and tear now,
that's another
Erika.
thing.
Ahora la cosa, things hurt now. Like when I'm doing things for a long period of time, all of a sudden I sit down and I'm like, oh, what just happened? You know what I mean?
When the adrenaline started with the stuff working.
When everything stops, all of a sudden I feel it in my joints and my bones and everything, and that's just me on stage jumping and getting the crowd together.
Right.
It's not doing a musical number for that amount of time.
It's a lot of energy. Anytime you're in front of a group of people, like it takes a lot of energy. It's a lot of work. It takes it out of you. And we're not getting any younger.
And we're not getting any.
We're also not getting any older, but we're not getting any younger. No, I'm scared sometimes for some of these girls that I see go out there and do these, at Palace, they jump off the roof of the thing onto the sidewalk.
Yes, at our house too, and they fall, and then they go like death drop, and then they're right into a split, and I'm like, how can you do that forever?
But mind you, they do this without warming up, without cooling down. Like, they arrive, put on their makeup, and they're on stage flipping. Like, I always tell them, if you make it to my age, and you're still relevant,
which is very difficult, just so you know.
Text me, because I'll be busy. I won't be able to answer the phone. But it scares me for real. Sometimes I try to tell them, girl,
take
try
it
to
easy.
do some stretching,
Yeah.
help out your body because it's not good.
Yeah,
It's not good.
something in your 20s is not the same in your 40s anymore. Let's put it that way, and even higher, it's even more. Let's talk about
I remember my 40s.
Oh, Erika's 40s. We're so great.
I'm a month away from 53, Diva.
What?
Yes, and I'm proud of it.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
And you look amazing. Look,
I would like to, a shout out to 3M because I'm.
Thank you for the tape. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I say thank you to the Botox lady in Westchester. I love you. Thank you. Erika, like we were saying before, we've known each other now 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Like I remember Voodoo Lounge days back in the day when drag brunches weren't everywhere, where drag performers didn't have everywhere to perform at.
Right. Exactly.
And the reason I remember Voodoo was because it was a straight place, and you guys turned it into what it was. What I mean?
It was an everybody place. It was that was really, people talk about being inclusive and stuff like that. Now that place was.
Hi, Wendy, and everybody that brought Voodoo together.
Danny, Wendy.
Yes. All the hot security guards that were straight.
And my ex, Eric, who owned it for a little while, too.
Oh, Eric, yes.
So cute.
That place was amazing.
It was. It was a place where everybody, it didn't matter if you were gay, straight, bi, tri, trans, whatever.
No.
It just, everybody was there to have a good time.
And everybody was there, and it was Sunday night, and everybody just knew. It was just a fabulous time.
And the money was great, too.
And the money, I bet. Yeah. I remember my drugs were great, too. My drugs were...
That might be why we thought it was so great.
That's probably why we thought it was so great. Listen. Anyway, let's talk about the Norell family. Okay. How long has the Norell family been in existence? Since you had the name?
Okay. I think I was again back to my drag mother, Jessica. She taught me. Her last name was Nolan.
Okay.
And when I started doing drag, I thought I was going to be Erika Nolan, but she said,
"That's not you."
Right. She said, "You need to succeed on your own merit." or fail on your own. You know what I mean? So you need your own name. And one day I was just looking through a magazine and I saw Norell. Norman Norell was a fashion designer in the 30s. And I said, Erika Norell, oh, that sounds good. We'll keep that. And then all of a sudden, Norell started popping up. There's a whole Norell branch in Texas. And and here locally, I only have 2 girls that have the last name because I try to keep that.
Well,
but they're still my daughters.
Okay, and who are they?
Oh, the ones with my name?
Yeah.
It's Taina Norell
I love Taina.
and Nelly Norell.
Okay,
Yeah.
and they're awesome.
Oh, amazing.
How important is having that unity? Because I mean, you also go between the Lord's family, other families,
and I'm also,
like you
and
know
I'm
what I
also
mean?
a Lord's. They made me a Lord's a couple of years ago, and I was
They
like,
had to because you were always at dinner, so they were like, you might as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think I'm an honorary Lenore too because Velvet's my sister. I know she's your favorite. So hi, Velvet.
Hi, Velvet.
It's also her fault that I make clothes because she's the one that begged me, please make me a dress.
Is that how that started?
Yeah.
Because you were doing it for
I
yourself.
started doing little things for myself.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
But
think
have
it
you
was
sewed
good
since
enough.
you were a kid?
No.
Okay, so like as an adult, you started with a sewing machine.
Yes. Yeah.
And you make these incredible things that you do now.
I started messing,
Playing.
screwing stuff up, and and then Velvet made me basically. If you know Velvet, you can't say no to
No.
her. Like
You can't say no to
so
her.
I started sewing for her, and she started promoting my stuff, and then all of a sudden, took off. So I do that. I love anything that's creative.
Yeah. Well, no, and some of these outfits are just to die for. Like you just mentioned a designer from the 30s. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? That's in your heart somewhere. You understand? Nobody mentions a designer from the 30s unless that's in here somewhere.
I love that. I love it.
Your longevity is beyond, Erika. Most people can't say that they've been doing this for 30 years and still look as flawless as you do, baby.
you.
Okay? But will you retire? Could you retire? Could you start? I can see you having a business where it's a drag shop and you have a bunch of people sewing for you and you're
so
there
funny.
designing
That's so funny
shit
because
on the
that's always
walls
and
I have
she's putting me through it.
I know.
My dream was always
No, you look beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. I know. I'm kidding. You look cute too.
Except for my one eye.
My goal, my plan was always to open a big drag one-stop shop for drag.
I love that.
Right,
Uh-huh.
and it. I'm not gonna say what I want to call it because then people will steal the name. But
Okay, don't.
my girls know.
Uh-huh.
But I think that there needs to be a place where you can go at 2:00 in the morning if you just finished a show and you realize my heel broke, and you can buy a pair of size 14 platform heels. You know what I mean?
Or even buy size 14 platform heels because that's not readily available.
And you can go and buy a whole one-stop shop for. You're gonna do a pageant. We would have a package deal, different price ranges, where we put you together with modeling classes. We have a makeup artist, a choreographer. I think a place like that would be
I
a
love
great
that.
business.
Like a Casanova for drag.
Yeah.
Wait, Casablanca. Casanova.
Casanova was the club.
Sorry. Coño, we're old. Sorry.
Look it up. Google it, kids.
Google it, kids. Okay. But yes, Casablanca, but for drag.
Right. Like a nonstop.
I love that.
I
Okay,
think
so
it's a great. But
that's a lot of work, and in what time?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to start making up more time.
Okay, but it is something in your.
I've been on stage since I was 5 years old. When I was 5 years old, my mom, my birth mom, who is a goddess, threw me on stage in a rhinestone fringe catsuit doing Elvis Presley. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna ask you about the Elvis Presley and that's how it started.
Almost right. Yeah. That was all her fault.
God.
So since I was 5 years old, I've been on stage. I don't know.
You don't know anything else.
When I started doing drag, I was like, well. I started when I was 21, and I thought when I'm 30, I'll retire because nobody wants to see a 30-year-old queen. And then I thought, well, I can wait till I'm 40. And then now next month I'll be 53, and I don't see myself quitting anytime soon.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get my trapdoor facelift and keep going.
Oh my God.
The trapdoor facelift is the one where Google it, kids.
Google it, kids.
Where they
Right?
pull you up so tight that you have to put a trapdoor here so you can pee.
But you can do it. I still see this as a possibility.
Of course.
It's just, it's just time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that we want more of you. So, as much as we keep on wanting you, you're going to keep on giving
I have a lot to give. I just,
You know what I mean?
I wish I could give more. There's I feel like I'm like Mama Rose when she what I have inside of me. What I have inside of me, if I could let it out.
And something that you have inside of you, we've got to talk about your mom. I didn't even have her in the notes or anything. I totally forgot about how, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry.
Yeah.
But
no, don't cry.
I'm not. But what your mom was to people is what you're your mom's legacy.
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
what you do for other queens is what she did for these queens. You know what I mean?
I wish I could be like half.
Oh my God.
Half of what she was. No, don't because
Oh,
she always told me not.
give a little backstory on
Yeah,
your mom,
yeah.
please. Tell them a little bit about your mom and like what, like I mean, again, please, without trying. I mean,
If you
come
know
on.
me, chances are you know my mom. Or you've heard, you've
heard of your
my
mom,
mom
yes.
was like everybody's mom. She was
Her name?
Zulema. Zulema was her name. Yeah, and or Mama Norell.
Mama Norell, yeah.
My mom had 4 drag titles, like honorary. I mean, like wait a minute.
She never competed
I
on the
never
stage.
competed. No, never competed. But the last one, she was Miss Noche Latina Elite, and she even like came the opening production the following year. She came out with her walker, honey, in the opening with her crown on and everything. She was She used to go. She was always at all my shows. I mean.
Well, and all the queens would
it's-
go to her for help, for anything. They would talk to her more than you.
Oh, absolutely. Oh no, absolutely. She was always there for everybody, and at the same time, she was the best. I mean, you think you're a good judge? If that woman would have been on a judge's panel, nobody would have won a badge. Like she was
That was how
spooky and
good.
spookable. Like she was, and then she would look at me under the table. She'd go, like if she did. She was a tough critic.
Do you feel her?
Oh, of course, always. Every dream that I have, I have very vivid like dreams. Usually, she's always there. If she's not part of the action, she'll be like in a corner
She's on the
looking.
corner. She's there,
But I
though.
see her every night when I go to see, and I feel her around me. Of course I do.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Isn't that a beautiful gift?
Oh, I mean, I don't think. Like I said, there's very few. There's not. I can't even. There's no words to describe that woman.
No,
She was.
no.
She was amazing.
You know,
She
at Miss
was
Florida,
amazing.
at Miss
She-
Florida FI a couple of years ago, I want to say they had honored her, and like you could,
Yeah.
the whole room
Yeah.
like gasped and was like,
Yeah, when
Like,
when they did
when they
do
put the digital stuff.
That was very tough for me. I couldn't. I wasn't in. I had to leave the room when it started because I knew that they were gonna do that, and I locked myself in the restroom in the ladies' room, and actually, Kelly Anderson, found out I was in, and just I've never, because even Kelly, who has really never lived in South Florida until recently, and like didn't, but knew how much.
You know, the unity.
Yeah. Pushed her way into the bathroom. Everybody out! And like calmed me down is because it really affected.
You were
me.
affected.
Of course, because she was my everything.
Yeah.
My life has not been the same actually since she moved to the other realm. Because I don't think
Transitioned.
I don't think she went anywhere. She just
Yeah.
she used to say
She's just hanging around.
transition. She used to tell people that she was the first sex change from Cuba.
Que mala.
She was a drag queen too.
Que mala. Ay, ay,
My
ay.
whole family though has always been very supportive, which is I think what keeps a little bit of sanity that I have left. I mean, we're Cuban, so Cuban
Why are you Cuban so
very-
Cuban?
because it's fabulous. Are you kidding me?
Cubans are fabulous.
you
You're
kidding?
late. You have
Amazing.
incredible food. You're great
Yeah,
in bed. You're
absolutely.
crazy. You're psychotic. You're stalkerish. You're
music
needy.
is great. Everything is
You're dramatic. No, I'm married to a Cuban, so I could say
see
that, you
Yeah.
know?
We're dramatic, but you love that drama.
Oh, I
You
love
can't stay
every
away from
moment of
course.
it. But when I moved to Miami, right, almost 30 years ago, I pledged that I would never marry a Cuban.
that doesn't
I said
work.
I will F every Cuban known to man from here to Havana, right? But I said nunca, and I end up married to a Cuban.
And you have never been happy.
And I've never been happier
see?
than that bitch, because I used to be a hoe, Erika.
Oh, I know.
Oh, okay.
I applaud that. That's great. Everybody, you know what I mean? If you don't
Oh,
listen.
listen, I used to just do lines of cocaine off penises, okay? Just for fun, because it was there. You know what I mean? Like, and now I am 10 years
I
sober,
don't know
bitches, so
what you're talking
whatever.
about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Erica's like, I may or may not have been in that room maybe once or twice. I'm just saying.
If there was a penis, chances are I was there.
Oh my God. Erika, you've won virtually every major title in drag, like we talked about, right? But you still say, I'm not an icon, right? What would make you an icon then? Like you've won every pageant, have been spotlighted and everything. Like this year, I'm actually one of the recipients from Take Pride, right? Which is given by the History Fort Lauderdale, right? When
It's about time.
When I first hosted it, they were giving Erika the award, and I was like, ah! You know
Yeah, but
what I mean?
it took them 3 years to give it to me. That's why I'm like, well, maybe I'm not an icon. I think that that word, icon and legend, people nowadays, they just throw it around like
Okay.
it's nothing. And I have such a huge respect for these ladies that came before me, Nikki Adams, Tiffany Arriagas, Electra, you know, to me, they're icons.
Yeah.
And until they're no longer here, then maybe I can move up and graduate to that. And if when they hear me saying that, they're gonna read me, because especially Nikki always tells me, "You're one of us." And I'm like, "No, I'm not yet." You know, I still feel like I'm.
She goes, "Not yet.
They make
I'm
me
not
feel
that
like
old."
No, it's just that they make me feel like when I'm around people like that, I get like starstruck. You know.
Yeah. Because you see the Nikki Adams, you see everything that they've done. You know what I mean? Like some are retiring at this point.
And when they were doing it, it was not as easy as it is now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Even when I started doing drag, when TP, Daisy, and I, the Holy Trinity of 400, when we started, we didn't have the internet to go to. You couldn't just order a lace front wig or a pair of lashes. You know, you had to like figure it out.
Yes.
You know, and it was not so.
You had to resolver.
You had to get creative with it, yeah.
And that's something that I think us Latinos just have inherently, right? We're always, okay, se tiene que resolver. We don't have, okay, let's figure it out.
This is for Taina, I know she's watching. We figure it out. We figure it out. Yeah.
Okay. I remember I think it was Puerto Rico or something, and I went with Liza, that we both are, have a friend, right? Yeah. And our luggage was lost. Right, and we had to do a show. Oh yeah. And Liza found a CVS and a Walgreens and like some little corner bodega and like put together 3 outfits ahí en lo que sea con glue and tape. You know what I mean?
How many times traveling when I was Miss USA, they would lose my luggage and I had to figure out some drag. It's amazing what you can do at a Walmart.
Just saying. You know? So when Erika's not working, she's collecting shoes in every size. Okay, and the reason I say every size is because like I'll get shoes sometimes that are smaller than my foot, but I will squish my mother effing foot in it because it looks so damn good that I refuse. I'm gonna buy that damn shoe. You know what I mean?
I got a pair of shoes the other day. There's somebody who always sends me like beautiful, and I looked at them and I said, "What am I supposed to like put both of them on one foot? Like because
that's how little they were.
5.5." But they were fabulous Manolo Blahniks, and I just kept them. I have them. I look at them and say, "Hey, kids." Hi. And you know that your feet never stop growing as you get older.
I didn't know that.
Your feet, your ears, and your nose never stop growing.
Oh.
And it's terrible. It's a terrible thing.
It is.
I have shoes that I have never worn, and I can't wear them.
No, but that makes sense because I have a pair of shoes that I haven't worn in forever, and I like took out like, these will work now, and I was like, wait a minute, they're like more tight than they used to be. ¿Qué es esto? And I thought maybe I was retaining water como una vieja, you know what I mean?
Well, it might be that
too. Erika, you've spoken candidly about being trans and how even within the LGBTQ plus community, there's a misunderstanding. You know, what do you wish more people truly understood about the trans experience?
We're going to get serious now, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, like
I think that every person is their own world, you know, and we shouldn't like be placed in these like, stop adding letters to the thing. Like I was telling you earlier, it confuses me because, I mean, I've always considered myself just a person, and it sounds like it's made, but it's the honest truth. Since I was a little kid,
you are who you are.
Since I was a little kid, I don't think I'm a woman. I don't think I'm a man. I've always been, like I said, I've been too trans for the drag queens, and I've been too drag queen for the trans community. So it's like, why can't we just all be people and all respect each other? You know, when I go out. But I'm not trying to fool anybody. I'm not ashamed of what I am or who I am or whatever. But if you are, then I'll respect that. Yeah. I'm not going to call somebody out, you know, or act a fool. And there's also a time and a place for everything. I feel like it's great that we're so visible now and everything, but we should still act like we live in a society, you know, in a civilized society. You understand what I mean? Like, it's great. I think, of course, I love that everybody can be free and open to do whatever they want, but the same way I don't want to see a straight couple with their tongue down each other's throat at Disney World, I also don't want to see a gay couple. Yeah, we should have the same respect. You know, about that.
And, well, no, okay, but you represent trans, Erika. You've got the years under your belt that other trans girls are looking up to you, going, okay, Erika's representing trans. Right. She does all this. I can do this too.
Well, yeah,
you know what I mean? Like the T is the most targeted freaking letter here in Florida.
And I know this is going to be controversial, but I don't think it belongs in the LGBT because being trans is not. It's not your sexual preference, it's a gender identity. One thing has nothing to do with the other.
100%. And the T did not ask to be part of the umbrella.
I mean, I have daughters, more than, I know you know one of them, but I have more than one, who is a trans woman, but she is only attracted to women. I mean, so the one thing has nothing to do with the other.
No, one is who you are and one is who you love.
Not every gay man wants to be a woman.
Yes.
You know, not every lesbian gay woman wants to be a man. I mean, it's just, we're all just people.
Yeah.
And we're not pedophiles. That's what that.
We're far from it. We're not groomers.
It breaks my
okay?
heart. It breaks my groomers.
I hate that
I
word.
don't. I don't need younger, newer little girls coming up. Screw that. It's quite the opposite.
No,
Stay
it's
away.
quite the opposite. Like, and I've said from this table many times, from this bed many times, like most of us in LGBTQ don't even like kids. Okay, we ain't trying to groom anybody. You know what I mean? And
Right.
like, and the reality is that I was groomed to be straight since I was 12 years old. I was
Right.
sexualized by disgusting older men.
Yes, so as was I.
You know what I mean? Like,
right. And it breaks my heart that people associate that with, and I think it's just all propaganda too. You know, like all this bathroom thing and all. I applaud. Fantastic. I would love to go and use a men's room in public. Girl, that's
You
exactly
imagine?
what I want to see is in there, not in the ladies. No offense, but you know, come on.
no, she's like, I'd rather go
And
into the bathroom.
it's so silly. It's all gone so ridiculous. Like 5 years ago, nobody cared what bathroom I went
Nobody
to at the
cared what
airport.
bathroom. That wasn't
You know?
even a thing.
And
Yeah.
it's like it's gone so out of hand. But
Do you date? Do you have a boo?
ooh, I plead the fifth.
Okay. And that and
I-
no, and I allow that, which that's why that was one of my last questions,
Yeah.
because I figured that it must not be easy, one, to date. It must not be easy to date you.
Yeah, no, that's the point.
Okay.
That's the part.
And a lot of queens that I've had in bed, they'll tell me that, like, you know, they don't want to be with someone that they're a fetish for. Okay, they don't want to
That's
be
right.
with someone who doesn't want to be with you out of drag.
Right.
They don't want to be with someone who doesn't understand that you are a celebrity to us.
Of course, it's not, and it's not easy for somebody, for a man to handle this world.
Yes.
Where, like, you know, I walk in somewhere and I'm the center of attention. It could be very what you call it.
Bothersome to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it takes a very strong personality, and I have a very strong personality. And the older I get, the more set I am in my ways, and I don't.
The
when
less
I'm
shit you take.
When I get home, I really honestly I don't want anybody around. I want my stuff where I put my stuff. I want to go to the store. That I go to the store at the same time every day. I'm like turning into this whole person. But I mean, I'm not gonna. I've had some wonderful relationships. You know, my first I guess. Back then we didn't have gay marriage, but he was like my husband. We were together for almost 13 years.
Wow.
And it was great, but it just, you know.
Yeah.
It's life.
Baby,
It's
things
life.
have expirations.
So listen, I'm having my fun, and
that's it.
That's it.
You have friends with benefits, and
Right.
if it becomes more, then you get that, you know, when you cross that,
it's also very hard to find, especially in this lifestyle, to find people that are honest. And I think honesty is the most important thing in any relationship.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, I'm like I said, I'm aware of what I am, and you know, whatever. If you are a man and you want to date me, but you like women, I don't have what a woman has. If you need to find that, let me know.
Yeah.
And then I'll give you a pass, and but I'm gonna get a pass too.
Exactly. And I'm going to know this is not going to be forever.
Or I can send you on your merry way, and I never want to say, but at least I know what I'm getting myself into. And if everybody's honest, I think-
Consent.
right.
Everybody's going to be on the same page. I don't care if you're a trouble or you have a freaking marriage of 5 people. I don't give a shit. And if it works out, but the communication is what helped it.
That's of course. If I mean, and just because I'm in love with you doesn't mean that I can't be attracted sexually to somebody else. I mean, it's
Can Erika Norell be in love with 2 people at the same time?
absolutely.
Okay.
I'm in love with me, and I'm in love with you.
Oh, okay.
There's also different types of love.
There you go.
Right?
That's true.
There's all kinds
There's
of love.
true. There's intimacy. There's between 2 sisters. There's a love just between neighbors. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of love.
And
Okay.
most importantly, you have to love yourself.
And you have to love yourself.
It took me a long time to learn that too.
And it's funny because, like, I also know that, like, you know, on stage you're this big personality, but off stage you're like, unless you know someone, you're like the one at the corner.
I'm
Not
very
really.
shy. I am
It's
shy.
so weird how that is.
I'm
You know what I
super
mean?
shy.
Because you will enter a room where Erica's in, and she doesn't know anybody. She's at a corner doing her shit. You don't even know. The momento she sees you, and it's like, I mean, what's up? And all of a sudden, whoa, and it's all of a sudden like the whole room is filled with Erika. You know what I mean? But like,
that's
that's
how,
you.
That's how I am, because I was my mom. You know, she loved the party girl, and but she was also very like respectful. There's a time and a place for everything. So I was taught that you study your surroundings, and you know, until somebody. You know.
There's always so much going on around you, Erika. Do you ever sit in silence?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay,
I
valid
mean,
question.
no. Even at home, when I'm by myself at
Then I
home,
see the
always
high.
have
You
a
have to
TV.
put something
I
in the
need
background.
yeah,
you need
I
some noise
yeah.
to like take out the shit that's in here. At least
Yes.
for me, that's
Yes,
me.
to-
Like I
yeah,
need the
yeah.
background to like not have me overthink about dumb shit. Basically.
The silence is scary.
The silence can be scary. All right, so I'm gonna end our interview with a little game that we called "Say What with FayWhat." Okay, so it's a quick game. And I basically tell you two things and you pick one. All
You
right?
look so pretty.
We do look kind of pretty, right?
Ooh.
Hey. All right. So if I say black or white, you say what? You say what?
Black.
Okay. You ready?
Okay.
Okay. Glitter or sequins?
Sequins.
Heels or higher heels?
Higher heels.
Latrice Royale or Janet Jackson?
Ooh.
I know. That's a tough one.
Latrice Jackson.
Latrice.
Oh, I love my little Lati. Stop.
Oh, yeah. Is there a crown that you still want to win?
Yes. Yeah, there's a crown that is the thorn in my side.
Okay.
but,
So there's a thorn. Okay. You don't have to
there's a
mention
thorn.
it. You don't have to mention it
but
because I understand.
but I'll give you a clue.
Okay.
So my bestie, Daisy D, right? We hi Daisy.
Hi, Daisy. Love you. Daisy's right there.
Daisy,
Grab the pillow. Grab the pillow.
I know.
Isn't that
Daisy,
hysterical?
I know, I love it. This is yeah, she has a new girl posing for her pictures now, but
Yeah, this is like a 14-year-old,
Right.
like blonde high school girl.
but we have that's a whole nother show.
Oh.
Right? My relationship with her is a whole nother show. But what were we talking about?
Is there a crown that you still
The
want?
crown, right?
Yes.
So we always make the joke that I've won everything that she's lost, but she's won everything that I've lost, which is only one thing.
Which is what?
I'm not gonna. That's the
Okay,
clue,
no,
that's
don't say,
the
don't
hint.
say, no, don't say.
If
Okay.
you know, it's
but
in
if
the
you
room.
know, then you know. Okay. Lady Gaga or Dua Lipa?
Dua Lipa.
Oprah or Michelle Obama?
Oh no! Why do you do that to me? Michelle.
French fries or tater tots?
French fries.
Kissing hello or shaking hands?
Licking hands.
Peanut butter and jelly or grilled cheese?
Grilled cheese.
Grinder or scruff?
I don't know what that is.
Whatever.
I don't know what those
Whatever.
are. Sniffies.
What snippies, all right? Posting what you eat or posting about a loved one?
About a loved one that you eat.
That you eat.
About a loved one that you eat.
Traveling light or overpacking?
Overpacking.
Roses or orchids?
Orchids, because my mom's favorite.
Oh, I love that. Taylor Swift or Beyonce? I know they're hard.
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry.
sorry. No, Taylor Swift or Beyonce?
Beyonce.
Yeah.
Okay. Bingo or chess? Do you know how to play chess?
I enjoy watching it.
Okay,
but
I don't know.
But
how
I
to play
make
chess
money
either.
calling bingo, so bingo.
Bingo it is! Look into that camera, Erica, and give them your
Bingo.
best FayWhat!
FayWhat?
There. All right. Where can we see you next? Because you're always everywhere.
Oh yeah, well you can see me everywhere. Actually, the parade is next week, right?
Yay! Yes,
Stonewall Parade.
I'm announcing the parade.
Oh, of
So
course,
I'll be on
as
stage.
per usual,
As
right?
per usual, yeah.
I'll be on the out South Florida float with
Yay!
Velvet. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and actually we're performing. I'm also performing at the Well that weekend and at No Manners.
Oh, I love it. All right, so Stonewall Pride Parade and Festival is coming up
Yep.
this coming Saturday. It's Tuesday. Saturday is the parade. Erika Norell will be on the out South Florida float, and then she'll be performing throughout, and that's going to be awesome. And so,
And wait. 4th of July weekend is also my birthday weekend, so yeah, I'll be everywhere too.
My
Don't
God, you
miss
really
it.
are
Yeah.
about to be 53.
I am. I
You're
know.
gorgeous.
Cute.
Well, I wanted to just take a moment and just say, you know, all you folks at home know that the beautiful Miss Velvet Lenore was Miss FayWhat 2024. So I'd like to present to you, Miss Beautiful Erika Norell. You are Miss FayWhat 2025. I know that's the crown you've always wanted.
Wait, is it smaller than Velvet's? That's not fair. Oh my God, thank you, Mom. Just for that, you get the captain after.
Oh, yay! All right, there you have it. Miss Erika Norell is the Miss FayWhat Show 2025, and I can't imagine anybody else better.
Oh my God.
To have this
Some girls are
crown.
gonna be pissed.
It's okay. They can be pissed. All right, I'll get you a bigger crown. I'm
love
sorry,
you.
but it's the thought. and I
Y'all don't know
love
how
you so
long
much.
it's been taken for us to get together for this. Because we're
know.
always so busy.
We're always
but
so
we
busy.
did it. We did it.
But we did do it.
Yay.
I'm so proud of you. Thank you for
you.
doing
I love
what
you
you
so
have
much.
to
I
do.
love you so
I
much.
adore you. Thank
you for being part of our community.
And thank you for being part of this community. Thank you for giving all those girls that inspiration, Mama.
Oh, as
and
long as I
whenever you have a bad moment, think of that.
Yes, I do. I do.
You know,
yeah.
because I know your introverted self sometimes tells you tacky things in your
Oh,
mind
absolutely.
that are not
I'm-
true.
No, I know. I'm a perfectionist too, and it's like, but I've learned to relax a little bit. you know.
Well, I'm so glad that we had this time with you, and I'm so glad that my viewers got to know a little bit more about what makes Erika Norell. So thank you for being on the FayWhat Show. It means the freaking world to me. Make sure that you follow Erika Norell on all social media outlets, okay? She's on the Erika Norell on Instagram, okay? And you'll know everywhere that she's at there, okay? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I love you to the
All right,
moon.
I
We'll be
love
right back. So next at the FayWhat Show, we need to help my gay boys. You know that I love my gay boys. And in our segment that we call Dear FayWhat, I provide my expert lesbian knowledge and my vast experience as a living, breathing gay boy in a lesbian's body to help my fellow gay boys. And this time, I'm joined by the incredible Aquanets, all right? So their knowledge is key. This week, Broke Bottom in Broward has reached out for some advice. Dear FayWhat and your hot guest, I'm 22, and since I've been in the gay scene for a few years now, I'm aware enough to know that I'm pretty attractive to other guys. People say I look like a celebrity. I get a lot of attention when I go out to the bars, and people are always cruising me and hitting me up on the apps. My question is, should I capitalize on this and start an OnlyFans? I could really use the extra cash, and I've heard from some friends that you can make a lot of money. I'm always horny anyway and enjoy flirting, so why not just get paid for it? My only worry is wondering if it's somehow going to come back to haunt me down the road. Should I bite the bullet and set up an account, or am I going to regret it? Signed, Broke Bottom in Broward. P.S. You always have such hot people in bed, you should have me.
Maybe.
Okay, Broke Bottom in Broward. All right, I'll definitely think about that. All right, what do you kids think? What do you think? Velvet, I'm going to you first. What do you think?
I'll be first.
What do you think? Because I have a feeling that some of your kids have probably said, hey, Mom, what do you think about this, you know?
Only advice I can give to him is if, don't do it for the money. Because in the long run, when you're doing things like OnlyFans or any type of porn, you have to realize this is going to stick with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So if you don't want this to stick with you the rest of your life and you don't want people to know this part of your life, then don't do it. But if it's something that you're passionate about and it's something that you really want to do and you don't care what other people think, you just want to make your money, go for it.
And do it, right? Because if you feel that way, but do it with respect and respect for yourself.
Because I know some guys that have done it and they 100% like, oh, I wish I would have done this, blah, blah, blah. But you have to think about what you're going to be doing in your future, first of all.
Yeah.
If OnlyFans is not the only thing you want to do, if you want to become a doctor or something like that.
Or a celebrity.
Something that you got to kind of think about what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah. But what are the odds that you're going to be the next president, Velvet? You know what I mean? Like, oh, am I really going to run for office
what's going on in the world right now? You never know.
Well, I mean, that's true. Okay, that's true.
She's not wrong.
Granny, you said you resonated with that.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine I've worked for Boardwalk many years ago, and there was a guy that worked there, and he was struggling, and one of the guys that in the adult industry talked him into doing a spot, and he was like, well, I need the money. He was hard up, and I think he made the wrong choice because where he worked at Boardwalk, they used to play videos on the screen. And it just so happened, one of them, when they played, was him.
Oops.
And so every time it played, he got so embarrassed and had to walk out because everyone was talking about him. So it's something, if it's something that you want to do because you want to do it, like Velvet said, do, but there will be a point in time where it may come back and haunt you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that old saying? Whatever goes on the internet.
We'll stay on the internet forever and ever.
And when you're young, you think differently than when you get older.
Yeah.
And plus, we don't know who this person is. We don't know his character, what kind of life he's trying to build for himself. So he has to take all that accountability to try to realize, like, if you're trying to build a certain life, you can't do certain things.
Yeah. Yeah. But
That's like me doing OnlyFans. I can't do that. I work with children. Like,
right.
I can't do that.
No, exactly. But he's like, I think he's like 21 or 22 according to the email. So, it's early in life, right? Like, write your pros and cons down.
Don't think about the short run. Think about the long run.
Yeah.
And also, think about don't make the fast money or the easy money. Make your money the way you want to make it. Just make sure it's not something that's going to come back and get you.
Because in life, you got to go through something to get something. So
yeah.
Be patient.
Be patient.
Stay focused.
Be patient.
The only advice I got, block out your face. Put
Put a little fuzz over
Wear a
that.
mask. Wear a mask.
Wear a mask.
And that's it.
That's what people do. If
Oh
you don't,
my God.
You never know what could happen in your future.
No.
And you do not want to ruin that.
But that also ain't gonna say because some people just know people. Like I know people that I'm like, I don't know who that is.
Right?
That's a good
right?
I know exactly who that is.
Especially if you're tatted. We got
Especially
you.
if you're tatted. I
Maybe
mean, so wear the mask, but you have a big I love mom on your chest. You know, or Broward Rocks, then you know who it
definitely
was.
know who you are.
I got it.
Like Florida 1990.
So, folks, keep those emails coming. We love to hear from you. Email us at FayWhat@happeningout.com. So that's it. That's the FayWhat show, right, Luna? Right? Yeah, that's it. Well, I hope you had fun. I am really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our LGBTQ plus community. That's you and you. And I got to tell you that sometimes it's hard for us girls. But if we believe we are one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBT and Q+. We open every show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore and That Girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ plus community. I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and to embrace our tremendous diversity because it really is what makes us so damn strong. Until then, make sure you follow me on all social media outlets, Facebook, IG, Blue Sky, TikTok, and YouTube. Follow FayWhat. You are never going to find me on X or Twitter or any of that. Just to let you know, all right? Until next Tuesday at 9 a.m. live or anytime on demand, I'm FayWhat, and I'm #ThatGirl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Please consider fostering or adopting a pet in need. Pets are family. Love you. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, #ThatGirl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #ThatGirl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too?